Well, the day I got the telegram that he was missing in action, Corporal Lawrence J. Snovac, and that was the 21st of July, I think. And I was busy. My mother and I, we were doing some housework, and I looked out the front window, and I saw this elderly man approaching our house, and I said to my mother, I better go and answer the door. And that's when he handed me the telegram. And I sat on the sofa for a long time. It seemed like a long time. I was in shock. I didn't want to open it. But my mother persuaded me to open it. And of course, everything, I went into shock. I was pregnant, and she was, at the time, I didn't know a son or a daughter, but she was born in August the 12th. So I felt everything that I was hoping for was gone. I just kept thinking of us coming home and seeing her for the first time and holding her, and I knew, I was hoping it would happen, but then my sister-in-law was working, his sister was working at the Pentagon, and she would watch the casualty lists as they came in. And then she saw her brother's name. And somehow they arranged it that I wouldn't know until after she was born. My letters were coming back, and they sent them to the neighbors. Then 3 days after she was born, nobody wanted to tell me. My mother, my sisters, my friends, one of my friends came to the hospital, and she couldn't do it. She left without telling me. And so it was the third day after she was born, the doctor came in with the nurse, and I thought it was a routine thing, and she gave me a shot, and then he told me that he was not coming home. And I asked him if I could just go home, and he said I could, and I think having her is what kept me going, because I had to take care of her. And but it was hard not knowing that he would see her or she would see him. And one time we went to Arlington Cemetery, and she sat in the grass and she just cried so hard. I could only have seen him once. And that's how it was.
How long were you married?
We were married 18 months, but we knew each other for quite a while.
And the telegram that you brought said that he was missing in action.
Yeah.
But at that point, they assumed he was still alive? Or was that...
There was a story behind that. that my grandson found out when he went. He's a pilot in the Air Force, and he went to Normandy, and he met up with somebody there that seemed to know something about a veteran. And and then a warrant officer came to see me also and told me that he was wounded, and then the Germans took over the territory, and then the Americans came back and took over the territory. So I think he passed away in a field hospital. He made it. He was a paratrooper. He made it to the ground, but I don't know if you ever heard them talk about the I forget what they call them, the hedgerows, and a sniper behind the hedgerow mortally wounded him. And that's how it happened.
And could you tell me again when you got the telegram? It was in June, you said?
It was the end of June. I hadn't heard anything from him from the time of D-Day, and just kept waiting for some word or a letter, but it never came. Instead, the telegram came.
Can you tell us about the quilt?
My niece surprised me with that. That's his niece. And she said she worked on it 2 years, and I never knew that she was working on it. And about 2 months ago, I got it in the mail because she lives in Pittsburgh. And it brought back everything, really. Not that I've ever forgotten. In spite of the fact that I did remarry, and Mary had a nice life. He was a good father to her, and but he's never been forgotten, never. Well, he was an athlete. He played football. He got I forget what you call it, to Geneva College, a scholarship, and he was. He always preached education. He had a younger sister. He bought her a typewriter, and that's how she ended up at the Pentagon. She went to business school, and he was exceptional.